today I'm here for 7 on Sunday. So just a couple of housekeeping things before I get into this is I'm only actually planning on doing 2 topics this month because I'm feeling a little bit burnt out just from my video editing at the moment, but because I've been feeling a bit sick lately, I just haven't really been invested in trying to do things, but it's really hard to try and think of topics. So the only 2 videos I'm going to be doing is obviously today's video, which is for the 8th of May, and then I'm also going to be doing the video for the 22nd of May, but then other than that, there isn't going to be other 7 on Sunday topics for me. I just couldn't think of things, and like my motivation to try and find books, like I know the books are just here, but it's the brain thinking process, and I'm just like, I can't do this month, but I really do want to be a part of 7 on Sunday, and like some of these topics maybe I'll just make some standalone videos for like at a future date so that like when I can think about them, but for the moment I'm only doing these couple. And I also kind of plan on doing this video quickly because like my voice is starting to hurt me, and I've tried to like film 2 videos today and it hasn't been going very well, but this is the only day that I have off to try and do it. So today's topic is comfort authors, which is not too unsimilar to comfort reads because these authors write books that are also a comfort to me. So there's authors that I could talk about, like Taylor Jenkins Reid, but her books don't comfort me. They make me feel sad, but in a good way. So that's not really a comfort read. So I've tried to pick authors that just have really happy books but also sad books, so I'll see how this goes. So number 1, obviously Sarah J Maas. I know her books will kill you, but I also feel comforted that she has some of my favorite characters, and I'm just always so invested in the worlds that she writes. And I know Throne of Glass is over, but we still have the ACOTAR series going, and we still got the Crescent City going, so there are still vibes happening. I don't know if she's gonna write a new series yet or just like finish these ones off, because I feel like she just likes writing 2 series at a time. That's her vibe, but she's definitely someone that I'm always going to keep reading. Like I'm just not going to stop, and I love her. And again, I have to talk about Cassie Clare because these are the 2 authors that I always talk about because they have the most interesting worlds, okay? And like Cassandra Clare, all of her books connect, and Sarah J Maas has all the different series, but I love them so much. But Cassandra Clare is just always pumping out books, and there's always new books to read, and I also have a million books that I still have to read from her, but I just find such comfort in the fact that she's like a nostalgic author for me as well, because I've been reading from her since before I moved to Jindabyne, and I was in Jindabyne for 8 years. I've been here for another year nearly, and I'm pretty sure I read like the first book like a couple of years before I even moved. So she's been an author that I've been reading for a very long time. I've been here not since the OG, but for enough time that I've read so many of her books and watched her develop as an author and watched me develop as a person. So of course I find comfort in that. I love her stories, and I just love her so much, and I really just want to get back into her books because there's still 5 that I haven't read, and I'm mad at myself. Next, I want to talk about Casey McQuiston. Well, I am flipping over. Like I cannot stand up straight today. I just try and do some like arching, but now I'm really low. But I just love her books. Like Red, White and Royal Blue is an amazing book. It's still one of my favorites. I'm always just on the edge of doing a reread every single time because I love that book so much. And One Last Stop was just a beautiful read, and I loved the New York vibes, and I'm still keen to go to New York, do a Christmas. That is what I want to do in my life at one point because it'd be so much fun. And I think I'm really going to enjoy Sarah Wheeler, which I pre-ordered and should be in my house hopefully in a week or 2. I'm so excited. There are so many good things about what they write, and I just need to know more. Like they are an author by author for me now. Like I need to keep reading their books, and I'm so excited. Next, I want to talk about Alice Oseman, who is the author behind the Heartstopper comics and the only things that I've actually read, because I own all the books and yet I haven't read any of the novels except for the novellas. Heartstopper brought me so much joy when I first read it, and now that the TV show is out, I cannot stop thinking about it. I just love what she wrote. I love the stories, and I love the boys, and I love how wholesome it is, and the fact that this wholesome story is being so popular on Netflix, and I'm gonna die if it doesn't get renewed. And something that I actually do find kind of ironic is like when the news was announced that Heartstopper was going to become a TV show, I was excited but hesitant because I wasn't sure how it was going to happen. And then I didn't really think much about it until the trailer came out for the show, and then I was like, oh, it's coming out on April 22nd. And then it was kind of in the back of my mind, and then as it was getting closer and closer, and then I was like, oh my god, Heartstopper's coming out, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to watch it the first day. I feel like my attention level was here, and then the show came out and I was like, and now it's everything. Like, I'm looking at cast interviews, I'm looking at story. I've watched the show 3 times already, and I actually plan on watching it a 4th time with a friend who's going to come over and we're going to watch it together, and I can't stop thinking about it. I'm following them all on social medias. I'm trying to keep everything like entertained. I'm getting excited about behind the scenes stuff, but I wasn't this invested before. Like, there was all these things that I could have looked at about the actors and cast, and I just was not doing that, and now I'm completely invested because I love it so much. And I really want to read Solitaire soon too, because like, I want to see them in the background, and I know it's Tori's book and I really do need to read Tori's story, so then it makes more sense like when it merges with the comic later on. But her books just bring me so much comfort, and I'm so sad that we don't get volume 5 this year, and it's going to be the last volume. Like, I can't cope with that, so we need the show to do all the things. Like, I need the show to just do the next season because it's just bringing me so much joy. Next, I have to talk about Erin Morgenstern, which is ironic because I've only read 1 book from her, but it's my favorite book of all time. So Magical, I've reread it and I still loved it just as much the next time, and just, oh, it just makes me so happy. And I really need to read The Starless Sea. It's still sitting here somewhere. I bought it, like, I couldn't get a copy of it for the longest time, and then I finally got a copy. But I'm kind of scared too because she wrote my favorite book. And like, what if I don't like her new book that's 4 years old already now because I haven't read it? I do want to read it, but I just haven't. Like, I literally haven't thought about this book for so long. I'm the worst because I own so many books that I should have read by now, and I just have not. I also want to talk about Jennifer L. Armentrout because she's like a comfort author that's like nostalgic for me. And this is why it was so funny when me and Grace were filming videos, because we were both recommending books to each other, or books that remind us of the other one, and we both mentioned Jennifer L. Armentrout books. And it's ironic because she mentioned books that I read many years back, and then I mentioned books that she's read of hers that are more recent. So I still have to read From Blood and Ash and the Harbinger series and all the new things that she's written, but her old stuff really means a lot to me, and I really enjoy those stories. And I still, as I said, feel nostalgia, but I also am comforted by what she writes. But it's definitely been too long since I've read White Hot Kiss that I definitely would like the refresher before I read the Harbinger trilogy. I definitely need to get into it. My god, if you can hear TV sounds, my parents have just turned on the TV. That is so loud. That's why it's weird having the lounge room above me, because I'm not used to having something above me like this. It's just weird. But the last author I also want to talk about is Emily Henry, and this is just a random one that I've picked because Beach Read and People We Meet on Vacation have been really special books to me, because I've just had a really fun time with the stories, and I just love watching the relationships brew, and I feel like she is definitely an author that's become an auto-buy author for me. I'm very excited to get to Book Lovers, and I just, oh, like, she writes such good stories and such good romances, and it just always makes me happy. Like, a lot of the time for these comfort authors, it's just if their books bring me joy. That's all I really look for in a story, and I definitely recommend her books because they are just done so incredibly well. Here's me saying I was going to try and film this really quickly, and I've already been filming for a really long time, but I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and tell me too some of the authors that just bring you comfort, or if you agree with me on any of my picks that I've got here today. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!